Hello everyone, my name is Zhu Rongkai. The topic of my presentation is phenomenology. And let's start from what is phenomenology. Phenomenology emphasizes the importance of subjective experience and the ways in which our perceptions are shaped by our physical and social environments. The key aspects of phenomenology include intentionally. Consciousness is always directed towards something. Embodiment. Phenomenology highlights the role of the body in shaping our experiences and perceptions. Lived experience. Seek to explore the qualitative aspect of experience, including emotions, perceptions, and aesthetic experiences. Being in the world. Emphasizing our pragmatic and action-oriented relationship with our environment. Here are the scholars of phenomenology. The first one is Edmund Husserl at the start of 20th century. He defined consciousness is always consciousness of something, and consciousness has a temporal structure, that is, retention, presentation, and protension. The retentional aspect at any moment of consciousness provides a sense of what one has just experienced. Primal impression is directed at the present moment, and protension is oriented towards what may happen in the next moment. The second, the intentional structure of consciousness can be analyzed into two aspects, the noesis and the noema. Noesis refers to the activity or process of consciousness, describing how we engage with and experience the world in different ways, such as perception and memory. Noema, on the other hand, is the presentation or meaning of the object that these conscious activities point to, reflecting how objects appear in our experience. The two are interconnected and together constitute our understanding of the world. The third one, being in the world. Being in the world is that humans are always situated within a context that includes their physical environment, social relationship, and cultural background. It highlights that human existence is primarily action-oriented. People engage with their environment through practical activities, and this engagement is essential to understanding their existence. The second scholar mentioned in the article is Martin Heidegger. Here are two insights of him. First, the Dasein. The closest vocabulary in English of Dasein is existence, and means the human being in the article. The following features can be seen as why human being is different from any other kind of being. The human being is characterized as always finding itself already in existence, discovering itself already in specific circumstances and moods. This is Befindlichkeit, can be understood as thoroughness in English. Verstehen means that they always find themselves in a world that they are constantly trying to interpret, and it can be understood as understanding. The last one, Mitsein. It means being with. That is, humans are always influenced by their encounters with others. Another important concept of him is the ready-to-hand, Vorhandenheit, and present-to-hand, Vorhandenheit. And the example he makes is the carpenter and the hammer. The carpenter who is proficient in her use of the hammer. It is rather something that she picks up and uses, and doing so, the hammer is such that becomes transparent. That is the example of ready to hand. In contrast, if the hammer is really difficult to use or even it is broken, this tool will become a present to hand. It'll make the user need to fix it up and it'll interrupt the task that the user originally focused on. Jean-Paul Sartre, who was influenced by the former scholar, make another example to explain the ready-to-hand and present-to-hand. He take the wine glasses as an example and explain that we encounter the product implicitly as producers and as organizers of the means of production, but we also encounter them in the utility provided by such products. We encounter others in the practices that employ such objects. In this respect, viewing an object from both perspectives is essentially for design. Same as the scholars in phenomenology, but different from the traditional Western philosophy from Plato to Descartes. Maurice Merleau-Ponty strongly emphasizes that one's body, as a perceiver and agent, will live in the world, engage in projects, and participating with others in the making of meaning. Clark and Chalmers use examples like a person using a notebook to remember information or a smartphone to access knowledge. In these cases, the external devices are considered to be an extension of the mind because they contribute to cognitive tasks. In other examples, when we use a calculator to perform arithmetic, the calculator becomes part of our cognitive systems, adding our thought process. Dreyfus is right to suggest that we need to have a correct understanding of human cognition if we want to design intelligent systems. This means that we need the right theory of social cognition, and this is another area in which phenomenology has been challenging received doctrines and offering its own constructive accounts. We also need a good understanding of human-to-human interaction if we want to design a robot capable of interacting with humans in smooth and problem-free ways. Although phenomenology originates as a philosophical enterprise, it has practical application in numerous fields, such as the intentional structure of consciousness as informed by bodily movement and kinesthetic sensation will shape our phenomenal and aesthetic experiences. It points to our action-oriented way of being in the world as determining how we experience the things around us. And it emphasizes the important role that embodiment plays in perception and cognition. It also explores the ways that our physical and social environment, including the things and instruments in such environments, matter of experience, cognition, problem solving, and for shaping our intersubjective and social interactions. This is the end of my presentation. Thank you for your attention.